The National Security Council shoots down reports that the Chinese have invaded Ayungin Shoal or any other parts of the West Philippine Sea. Household helpers in Metro Manila and Caraga are getting a pay hike as approved by the Wage Board. And as promised, the Filipino caregiver who was hostage by Hamas for 49 days is now back home for Christmas. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. The National Security Council is dispelling rumors of a Chinese invasion in the West Philippine Sea. While he admitted swarming at some point in Ayungin Shoal, NSC Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya said this was a mere show of force. Earlier, maritime security expert Ray Powell said there were 11 Chinese maritime militia vessels in the area where Philippine outpost BRP Sierra Madre is located. But Malaya said only one Chinese Coast Guard ship stayed behind. There's also no recent sighting of Beijing's fleet elsewhere in the WPS.
Na yung Chinese maritime militia ay umalis na po lahat.
Okay.
No? They already left as of yesterday's report and na-confirm din natin ngayong umaga. Lahat sila ay umalis na at ang naiwan na lang as per our latest monitoring is one Coast Guard vessel, yung CCG 5204. So sa ating po mga kababayan na nababahala,
Yes.
no? Kasi nga lumabas ito sa mga pahayagan, meron din sa mga balita na naka-invasion na pala, no? At baka lusubin na yung ating BRP Sierra Madre. We would like to ano pa ang tawag niyan to this report, no? Dispel, no? Itong report na ito. That's Julian Felipe Reef. That's a different
nandun pa rin
area.
yun.
Nabawasan na rin.
Oo.
Nabawasan na rin sila, no? Not as many as we first monitored na inilabas natin sa ating mga kababayan. So, ganun po yan fluctuating yung number, no? And we've gotten used to this swarming, but continuous yung ating monitoring. We send out patrols every now and then. At yung atin pong mga tropa sa Ayungin Shoal, tumutulong din.
Heavy rainfall warning is still up in some parts of Visayas and Mindanao due to Tropical Depression Kabayan. Red warning or serious flooding is expected over Agusan del Norte, Agusan del Sur, Davao del Norte, Davao de Oro, as well as Davao Oriental, Surigao del Norte, and Surigao del Sur. Flooding is threatening over in Bukidnon, Camiguin, Misamis Oriental, Davao City, and Cebu. Meanwhile, TD Kabayan has weakened earlier this afternoon. It was last spotted in the vicinity of Impasugong, Bukidnon. The LPA will continue to cross the rugged terrain of Mindanao, but it is seen to redevelop into a tropical depression. In other news, Manibela said their transport strike may last until December 29. The group's president, Marval Buena, explained they are still finalizing the details of the extended Tigil Pasada with Piston. They plan to bring their protest to Malacanang on Christmas Day. Recall that President Marcos has announced that the December 31 deadline for PUV consolidation will no longer be extended. This means operators and drivers must join cooperatives that will purchase and operate modernized public vehicles. Non-compliant stakeholders can no longer ply their routes starting January 1st.
Iba-ibang forma po ng welga po at protesta ito, Sir Ted. Pero definitely yung Tigil Pasada, hindi ko na rin po mapigil yung aming mga kasamahan simula nung inilabas yung circular nung Friday. Baka po magtuloy-tuloy na to hanggang 29. May mga marcha po kasi kaming gagawin. Yun po yung paplantsahin namin ng kasamang Modi. Kung saan kami mag-start at kung saan kami pupunta o kung araw po ba ng Pasko ay nasa Malacanang kami at doon na ho kami makikiusap sa ating Pangulo.
We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Domestic helpers in Metro Manila and Caraga will see an increase in their minimum wages next year. Starting January 1st, house helpers in Caraga will receive an additional 1,000 pesos per month, making their minimum salary 5,000 pesos. In NCR, kasambahays will receive an additional 500 pesos monthly beginning January 3rd, which makes their monthly wage 6,500. The Labor Department expects over 250,000 domestic helpers from both Caraga and NCR to benefit from the pay hikes. A Filipino caregiver is now home for Christmas after a harrowing experience with the rebel group Hamas. The survivor believes living to tell us about his ordeal is simply a miracle. Rainfall tells us more.
A tight hug from his wife, 3 children and mother greeted Jelenor Jimmy Pacheco upon his arrival in the country. Pacheco was one of the 2 Filipinos who were hostage by Hamas last October 7. He was held for 49 days. Up to now, Pacheco still can't believe he's free and he has been reunited with family.
Masaya po ako na nandito na ako sa Pilipinas. Nakita ko na yung mga anak ko, pamilya ko, asawa ko. Saka parang panaginip lang to. Plano ko po, so babalik pa po. Kahit mga ilang taon lang po. Masecure ko lang yung pag-aaral ng mga bata.
The Philippine government is ready to support Jimmy in his children's education. Livelihood is also underway.
We will mobilize further our resources in terms of pangkabuhayan. Ito ang isang pinoint out ni Pangulo nung nagpulong kami. Yung pangmatagalang tulong, pangkabuhayan at empleyo.
Naiproseso ang scholarships ng mga bata. And specifically, minention ni Clarice na gusto niya magkaroon ng negosyo. Nag-agree naman si Jimmy na ang gusto niyo pwesto sa palengke.
While in the Philippines, Pacheco will also undergo treatment for his left ear, now considerably deaf by gunshots during his captivity. Aside for a lifetime monthly pension and stipends, the Israeli government will shoulder all of Jimmy's medical expenses.
And as a victim of terror, he is entitled of getting all the support like any other Israeli who is a victim of terror. And talking to Jimmy, I know that he already got also psychological support and assistance in Israel, and the Israeli government has been with him since the moment he was out.
Pacheco's loved ones are still shaken by it all, but the OFW's wife and mother said they will support Jimmy if he wants to return to Israel. In February, Jimmy is planning to return as a caregiver for the family of his ward, who was killed in the war.
Actually, may trauma na rin ako, pero kailangan po para po may secure niya yung kinabukasan po ng mga bata.
Masaya na po. Magkakasama na kami.
Meanwhile, 50 distressed OFWs from Saudi Arabia were given a Christmas present by the Department of Migrant Workers and OWA. They've received Christmas goodies and financial assistance from the government. For News 5, Rainfall, we are One News.
Merced Street in Paco, Manila is now filled with lights exactly a week before Christmas. This has been a tradition of the Tan family for almost 2 decades when they dress up their and their neighbors' houses. This year, the theme is angels. There are lots of IG-worthy spots in the holiday village, like the statue of a life-size Santa Claus. And here's the sweetest news. You can soak up the Christmas feels here with no entrance fee. Merced Street is open to everyone every night until January 6 next year. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.